So a few things that you need to get started. I have a foam roll here, and then 2 lacrosse balls. I also have this 5-inch playground ball that you can get on Amazon. I'll be showing this Yamana ball as well. It's a little bit more expensive, but we can put a link down below. So first I want you guys to start in hands and knees, kneeling position on your mat. And we're just gonna sink back down into a child's pose. You can drop your forehead against the mat, and let's just take a few deep breaths here. Try for a 4-second inhale and a 4-second exhale. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And just go at your own pace with your breath. We'll be here for another 15 seconds or so. Now make your way up into kneeling, hands and knees. And now start to round your back up and then arch. Round up and arch. As you arch up, take a deep breath in. Exhale, round up. And go at your own pace here. Deep breath in, exhale up. If you're comfortable with this, you can mix in rounding and sitting back and breathing here. Shifting forward as you inhale, shifting back as you exhale. After going for a few rounds there, from this child's pose position, I can stretch to the side, feeling that in my lats. And alternating. Even shifting your hips to the side to enhance the stretch. And then back to a straight child's pose. Shift forward into an upward facing dog, and then back into child's pose. And go for a few rounds here. As you shift forward, deep breath in, exhale, back. Here I can also mix in pigeon pose. Rotating both ways. And again, not rushing, just going with your breath. I can take it up into downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet here, feeling this in the calves and hamstrings. Go both knees at the same time. We can go back down into an upward facing dog, back into child's pose, back up into downward facing dog. Just going at your own pace through that. And back to hands and knees. Okay, so now I'm going to use this ball And I'm gonna do something called a gut smash, which is really important for helping to enhance the diaphragm function and just mobilizing the whole belly region, allowing you to get into a state of parasympathetic relaxation and improved breathing and relaxation. Okay, so I can do this by lying on my stomach, putting the ball below my rib cage, right along the psoas. I can either be to the right or the left of my belly button, or even right in the middle. But I'm just gonna find a place of tension in my belly, and I can gently roll side to side, forward and back. I can even do this without moving and just breathing. And you just wanna find that spot and stay on there as you try to relax into it. And we'll be here for a minute or so. And as you start to feel that tension release, you can move the ball to the opposite side and trace tension there. Great technique to help enhance your breathing before you go to sleep. And again, go for that full inhale, even holding your breath for a few seconds, and then exhale. Also in this position, I can do lower trunk rotation, bilateral or unilateral, to help further get rid of that tension in the abdomen. All right, next I'm gonna bring in this foam roll. I'm gonna put this along my mid to upper back, supporting my neck with my hands and just hinging over it. Important thing to be aware of here is try not to excessively arch the low back. I want to actually try to drop my belly button down, flattening the low back, and just hinging through the place that the foam roll is mobilizing. So I wouldn't want to fully extend over. I'm going to try to stay low here and hinge back. And in this position, I can do lower trunk rotations. I can just breathe. Or I can roll. Sometimes I like to combine upper and lower trunk rotation. And then I can get more specific by bringing in these lacrosse balls. I'm going to put them right at the base of my neck, along my upper thoracic spine. I can support them in place with my hands, and then get set. My hands are going to protect my neck, and then I'm just going to roll up and down here along the spine. The balls should not be along the bones. They should not be on the bones at all. They're going to be along the muscle. If that's too intense, you can just find a place of tension, place the balls there, and just hang back and put pressure into the balls, keeping your back flat and your bottom on the ground. And again, I can do lower trunk rotations here. I can just breathe, or I can bridge up and roll. So try to find different places along your back. I wouldn't go much lower than your mid back.
but just trying to trace and isolate those areas of tension. All right, next I'm gonna move the lacrosse balls a little lower. So going along the glutes, so I'm gonna hold them in place with my hands as I position, and then I can still keep them there with my hands, or I can move my hands out to the side, but just basically rolling side to side, trying to use my body weight to mobilize through the lacrosse balls. So don't go on the bone directly. Try to go for the muscle if you can. And I can work all along the glutes, sacrum, even getting more lateral, along the hips. And then I can move the balls to my low back, and again going side to side. If this is too much pressure, just hang out in a spot and breathe. And I can go all along my lower back with this. So the next thing that I do, but this may be a little intense for some, I put the balls all the way along my upper back, all the way up, and then I bridge up and do a complete spine roll all the way down to my sacrum. And I might go through that 2 to 3 times. If I have my neck or my head supported on the mat, I don't have to use my hands to support the neck. I can use my hands to guide that motion. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to finish up with some stretching of the upper body. Okay, so wrists and forearms. I'm gonna anchor my hand, wrist pointed straight ahead, and then just shifting side to side, forward and back. I can angle my hands depending on where I feel the most stretch. Okay, and then switch. Now the back of my hands is on the ground, and same thing. Okay, now I'm going to bring the foam roll back in. I'm going to lie lengthwise on it. If you can't get your head touching the foam roll without getting into a lot of extension, you can use a towel or a pillow to support here. But just going through some snow angels. Trying to get my forearm parallel to, even touching if I can, the ground without excessively arching my back. And just going with your breath, going at your own pace, up as high as you can, and all the way back down. Finish just lying flat on your back, either knees up or all the way down, settling into this corpse pose. And just take some deep breaths here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Even holding your breath for a little bit in between. On the inhale, try to expand your belly prior to expanding your chest. And then exhale. Even using your hands to feel it if you need to. Expanding the belly up. Trying to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. And then gradually make your way onto your side and push back up to sitting. All right, thank you guys for joining me this evening. If there's any of those exercises that we went over that you want to go back and do a little bit more of, feel free to do so. I hope you guys have a great evening and enjoy a relaxed night's sleep.